Hello, Kindred Spirits, and welcome to my spiritual oasis, here where we souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. Today, we're going to be doing another Soulful 7 reading, so soul-filling messages that you are to take with you for the next 5 to 7 days. As typical for this type of reading, I don't have anything prepared. Everything is intuitive. These are the messages that you need to hear. Messages for you to contemplate on, journal on through the week. So, as per typical, the timestamps will be in the description for all the available groups that you have the opportunity to choose from. So if you need to, pause the video now in order to determine which group or groups has your message in it. Please do so at this time. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. What is the guiding energy for group number 1 today? Soul-filling messages for the week. These are timeless messages as well. So the next week, whatever, when you find this video, the next week, messages for you. Okay, so we've got baby steps as our guiding energy. Action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So this is like leap of faith sort of energy, like taking the leap of faith, believing in your purpose, your destiny, the intents of your life and the direction that you're going. Definitely feels like fire energy to me with this action. Intuition, water energy, water and fire energy. It's also kind of like bypassing those whispers of like doubts and those energies, like before it makes sense. It's like your mind can be one of your worst enemies. That's kind of the message I'm getting as you try to make logic and put reason to every single thing. Like sometimes you have to take a step forward. Sometimes you have to move on something before you actually see the benefit or you see the direction that it's going to go. And I feel like this is a similar situation. So right off the bat with the Knight of Swords tells me that some of you might be air signs, and that's kind of why this message is coming to you. So sun, moon, like strong air sign placement, sun, moon, rising, and I would say even Mercury in an air sign. So a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The idea here is that you lean primarily on your logic and your reason to guide you in a lot of situations, and it probably has done right by you for the most part in your life, but I'm also feeling like that all situations aren't air situations, aren't thought and reason. That's why you have emotions and spirit and soul and all of these other connections and forms of decision making, and it's a balance of all those things. I'm getting the message, however, with the baby steps, that some of you, and this idea of follow your intuition. So follow your intuition, your spiritual, emotional pull, your discernment, your knowing without knowing, your faith. Like follow that before it's logical, before it makes sense to you. I also feel like if you're unsure about what makes sense, if you're unsure about your intuition, unsure about your spiritual life, I feel like that's a sign of the need to spend more time in spirit and in your spiritual state and space and place in order to strengthen your confidence in those truths, because just like as logic and reason provides truth for us, so does our intuition, our emotions, all these other different tools, but we have to develop them in order for them to work for us. So we also have the Page of Pentacles as well as the Three of Cups. So in the Page of Pentacles, the baby steps could be referring to, for some of you, moving forward or taking action towards things in the world of Pentacles. So it could be a job opportunity, could be a career change or a career focus. I'm feeling like it's a career change or some sort of new career opportunity. Could be like a side hustle, but something new in the world of Pentacles, something to explore in the world of Pentacles that you need to take action on. Could be an idea that came to you that then needs to be, you know, you need to take action on that idea, on that thought, to convert it into a career or a job, something like that. And then in the Three of Cups, what I do see here is friendship, camaraderie, collaboration, emotional support. So if you're feeling like you're struggling with finding support, or I would say even like just needing people around you to keep you level and to bounce ideas off of, what I am getting here for that is that, like, look no further than the friend group, you know, the support group, friend, family, you know, close friends and family around you to help with that support, that emotional support. And that for the next week or so, as you kind of move, or longer, you know, some of these things are going to take longer than a week, but it's kind of like getting started today, you know, and leaning on your friend group and the people around you, only those that are going to support you. You know your people, and looking to them as inspiration or encouragement to move forward on whatever this is. I am feeling like friends in general, so it could be outside of this, whatever this opportunity is related to the Knights and the Page. I am feeling like in general for the next week, like paying attention to your friends, spending time with them. Haven't talked to them in a while? Call them up, see how they are, see what they're up to, what they're doing, and like take a vested interest in your friend groups and nurture your friend groups is the message that I'm getting here for that. And then we have blackberry added to the conversation here, and the keyword for blackberry is adaptation. I feel like this is really connected to that, whatever the opportunity is that you're taking baby steps towards, whatever this Page of Pentacles opportunity. I mean, the Page of Pentacles could also be representing for some of you, like going back to school. Maybe there's something, you know, maybe there's an idea that you had that's more big picture, and maybe one of those steps is going back to school, because our Page of Pentacles is about like schooling and, you know, gaining like training. So maybe not traditional school, maybe it's some other type of training or education on whatever this thing is. But this idea of adaptation is about being open to kind of going with the flow a little bit. So as you take these steps towards whatever this thing is that your intuition is telling you to move towards, and it doesn't necessarily make sense to you, I also feel like the ability to adapt and to change is going to be really beneficial for you. So for those of you who maybe have stronger either fixed energy in your chart, a lot of fixed energy, or you know, earth energy, and you like the more grounded, the more certain, the more assured sorts of things, and when things are not that, you tend to be uncomfortable. for those of you who don't like to change, and change is really difficult for you. And then I feel like this is kind of a message for you to be more adaptable over the next week, to cultivate the ability to be adaptable and cope with change. And I feel like when we are grounded in our core, it is easier for us to adapt, to change, to morph, to go with the flow, because we know at our core we're grounded, we're centered, we know who we are, we know where we're going, all of that. So just kind of bearing that in mind as you go forward. If you know you best, so if you know you're the type of person like, man, change is so difficult for me, or I like a sure thing, and you know, maybe you had this idea or whatever that wasn't that, and you're not sure exactly how it's going to pan out for you. And the message that I'm getting here is to find grounding in yourself, in your confidence, in your own abilities, and using that to kind of stabilize you so that you are able and more comfortable to adapt. I feel like also knowing that there's going to be, it's like one step and then the next step and the next step. You know, the baby steps are all about kind of one thing and then what's next and then the next thing. So that you know that there's going to be something else down the road, even if you don't know exactly what that thing is. So just be mindful for that the need to adapt over the next week is going to be strong for you. And then we have the Crystal Path joining in. These cards are so beautiful, and I don't know how well they're picking up on camera, but you can kind of see the detail. They're really beautiful cards. But the guiding energy for this is mineral spirits and crystal beings. So that actually is sparking me to pull a card from our crystal deck here and seeing what the crystal beings, the message is. So we have Chrysocolla that came out for you. Start fresh. Ooh, I feel like this is so incredibly tied into our conversation about this baby steps, this idea, this kind of new opportunity. So this idea of starting fresh, some of you could even have like a new job or some sort of a new opportunity that has come your way already. And for some of you, it could be coming, like on its way. So that's really exciting. A really exciting message. And this gem is really beautiful. It's like a greeny blue, like sea, color of the sea. So I do, just in like the coloration of this crystal, am feeling like throat chakra, you know, even with the Knight of Swords, this idea of like communication is going to be very important for you as you embark on this journey. And like I said, I did mention like connecting with friends, but also, you know, colleagues and others that come along your path, just being mindful of communication, how you're communicating with people, and just knowing that communication is going to be very important for you. It could also be a part of whatever this opportunity is, some sort or form of communication. I'm getting like radio personality or something like that, where you're using your voice as a part of this new opportunity. I also feel like, you know, with this throat chakra energy as well, this idea of advocating for yourself as well. Not just others, but advocating for yourself and opening yourself up to the possibilities that are available to you, and not being afraid to communicate your thoughts and your ideas, because I'm just getting the message that where you're headed, where you're going, your thoughts and your ideas are going to be valued. You know, with the Knight of Swords, this idea of thoughts, like a lot of you could very well be like quick on your feet when it comes to thought creation, and that being a huge part or connection to whatever this new venture is for you. And then we have time added to the conversation here. That heart chakra energy is prevalent in this message here. The keyword here is revive, which I feel like is what is happening. I feel like for some of you, you're kind of on a path that you've been on, that you embarked on a while back, and it's either not what you thought it was going to be, or you don't want to be on the path that you're on. And that's why I feel like this idea of taking action, this like Page of Pentacles is kind of this youthful approach to discovering what works for you. So that could, and I'm getting like career, whatever you're doing, because let's just be honest, we spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of energy doing, working, right? So whether that's a career, whether that is a business, whatever that looks like for you, making money to be able to sustain our life and our lifestyle, we spend a lot of time in that space doing whatever that is. So making sure that that is something you enjoy, I feel like is really important. And also understanding that it's kind of ridiculous to think that at such a young age that we have to decide what we're going to do for the rest of our lives. So I'm saying all of that to say, like, it works out for some people and that's great. But I feel like don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up for pivoting your career, for pivoting your business, your money-making venture, whatever that looks like, job, career, whatever. Don't be ashamed or afraid of pivoting and moving into something else that is more enjoyable. I feel like it gets to be an issue maybe if you do that all the time. But if it's something that you kind of thought about and you're like, no, this is really what I want, this is where my heart lies, then, taking the steps in order to make that come to fruition is, I feel like majority of the message here. And so this idea of revival also, with the true statement being, I am aligned, is also very interesting too. So if you are waffling or feeling just unsatisfied with where you are, this idea of going within and allowing everything that does not resonate to be purged out of your life, so you can come from your heart, your seat of power. So this idea of aligning yourself with your destiny, with your purpose, taking baby steps towards whatever that is, that destiny, that destined path, the crystal path, this idea of moving towards a fresh start and something that really resonates with you from your heart space, from your centered, aligned, spiritual, from your crown chakra to your root chakra, that alignment of purpose and that thing which brings you joy but also will bring you peace as well, is what I feel like the focus of our reading is today for you, group number 1. So these are the general messages, and we're going to go ahead and pull some soul truth cards. So again, how this works is I will lay out at least 3, probably about 3 of these cards here, soul truth questions. And the idea is that you take one of these questions with you through the week to meditate on, to journal, to really just kind of focus on this area of filling up your cup in this particular area, whichever one is calling to you, whichever one you're feeling drawn to this week. So group number 1. So our first one was, what am I waiting for? Someone else to do it for me? So I feel like that what am I waiting for is very much so in alignment with our baby steps, like action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. I feel like this is very much so in line with that conversation. So I'll hold the card up and you can pause it if you'd like to read it. But it's the idea of do it scared, take the leap. I like that sentence there. Do it scared, take the leap. And I feel like that's pretty much exactly what our baby steps is talking about as well. Group number 1, what is your second question as an option to take with you? Definitely let me know down in the comments which question you choose for the week. What if it was easy? That's interesting. I'm actually gonna read this. It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, and the angels and their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to expect ease. Call in grace and receive guidance. You are supported. I love this so much. I love this so much because it encourages you to dream, but it also suggests that your dreams don't have to be, hard to achieve. If that's what you put out in the universe, then it will be hard because that's what you will expect. You will expect difficulty. You will expect hardship. But expecting ease, I feel like it also gives you a different perspective too. So even if you're doing the same amount of work, you're putting in the same amount of effort, the fact that you're coming from a place of this is easy, right? Which I feel like ease is also often compared to other things. Then I feel like that just gives you a new perspective and a different outlook. So I love that question. Do I know all my strengths? And am I using them? This is also a good question because I feel like kind of along those same lines as the ease thing. Like sometimes we think things are hard because we haven't taken an inventory of what we're able to do. And then we haven't thought about how the things that we're not great at, how we can outsource that stuff. And there's just so many options these days. We're so connected with people with all sorts of talents all around the world that taking an inventory of what you're capable of, what you are not only able to do as far as skill, but time as well. It's like you might be able to do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should spend your time doing whatever that task is because someone else could be more efficient with it. So just minding that as well. And I think also knowing our strengths, we come from a place of confidence where we know our strengths and we know also like our weaknesses. It's good to know that. It's good to know where we're strong. It's good to know where we struggle because then, like I said, we can get help. We can tap into, known resources or unknown resources to help us along the way. So that, I love that too. It's a good question. All these questions are good questions, and I feel like they come up for all of us throughout our lives. So you're not alone. You're not alone anyway, either way. Group number 1. So these are the messages that I have channeled for you today for your Soulful 7 message. I certainly hope this was soul-filling for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what resonated with you. Also, let me know which question that you're taking with you for the week. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already a part of the Kindred family, I would love to have you as a part of the family. So go ahead and do that. Also, make sure to check out my Etsy shop where I curate content there to help you on your spiritual and your life journey, as well as connecting with me on Facebook. So that's like my primary, I would say, source of communication would be through Facebook, like a one-on-one sort of communication. Yes. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for spending time and energy with me today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So we are going to shuffle for you soul-filling messages for group number 2 for the week. Again, these are timeless messages. So whenever you're finding this video, your next week, a soul-filling message for you. So the card that we've pulled for you is called Soul Gifts and Training. It's time to step up. Ooh, I love that. I feel like this is kind of similar to group number 1 too. This idea of taking action, this idea of moving towards your destined path, and your calling. I feel like for some of you, it's been a recent thing where you felt like maybe you don't know 100% where you are meant to go, but you know that you're not where you're meant to be. So I feel like moving towards that voice that's calling to you. Ooh, with the star, I'm getting here this idea of moving towards the peace, the harmony, the hope. Maybe some of you recently encountered something that brought you hope or brought you peace or brought you inner harmony. And before you kind of, I would say, reacted to the possibility of it actually coming to fruition, there was a sense of realness for you, something that stayed with you, something that you've not been able to shake yet. And I'm getting the message here that there's a reason why you're not being able to shake that feeling. It's because it's meant to be your reality. Ooh, Ace of Wands is meant to be your reality. So move towards it. So our Ace of Wands is talking about a new opportunity in the creative world, in the spiritual realm, in a passion pursuit. So that hope, that glimmer of light could have been something that is very much solely related to a passion or something that you're good at doing. I'm getting some sort of creative endeavor. And it could be more than one thing. With the Lover's card, it could be the fact that you have options to choose from on which direction you move. Which I feel like might be, no, I was about to say the options might be a struggle for you, but I'm feeling like you know what it is. Maybe you don't know exactly how some of these things are going to come together and collaborate with each other, how they're going to manifest in your life, but I feel like you know what it is. That's the feeling that I'm getting. In the Lover's card, I am seeing, oh, yeah, I'm over here struggling. I am seeing opportunity, choices. Could definitely be related to a love opportunity. That could be what this new passion is some sort of a romance or something like that. But I feel like for a lot of you, it actually has to do with like a pursuit, a passion pursuit, a creative endeavor, something that was maybe a hobby that is now has the opportunity to become more. Something like that is kind of what I'm vibing with a little bit more than a romantic situation. But again, these are general readings, so that could definitely be connecting with somebody on the romantic reading portion of that. And then we have insight being added to the conversation. For some of you, this is some sort of a spiritual awakening, some sort of spiritual aha moment that you're being called towards. And it could be connected to like religion or spirituality, or it could just be like you like having a moment or an epiphanic soulful connectivity. I'm trying to think about how to word this because it's in my head, it's in my heart. Having some sort of deep connection on a spiritual level brought clarity to you, brought insight to you, and you know what it is. And in that moment, like I said earlier, it was very clear. There was no question that this was your future, like almost having a vision of what life would be like or what the outcome of this pursuit would be. And then when you kind of like came back to reality, the doubt started to settle in, is what I'm getting. But you can't shake that vision because that is truth, you know? Just because it's not yet reality just because time has not yet caught up with it, doesn't mean it's not real. Doesn't mean it's not truth. And that's what I'm getting, is that it's truth. You were presented insight. Or for some of you, this might be something that's coming as well. So what I am getting, the messages that I'm receiving, is this idea of, so we have magical tools, writing, and star crafting as some of the keywords for this. But this idea of writing keeps coming up, like writing and dreams. Like this imagery to me is very dreamy. It's very like nighttime, sort of dreamy. So the messages that I'm receiving is that, and even the star is like nighttime energy. So this idea of paying attention to your dreams, writing them down. As you get visions, if you are gifted with the ability to see, like third eye see, like crown chakra see, like see into the future see, write that down. Write it down. I lost that card. It's gone somewhere. Yeah, write that down. And I would say keep a journal, write it down, and then like come back to it almost. Like, this is very interesting. Because it might not make sense in the heat of the moment, but as you kind of piece these, it's almost like a story, but it might come out of order. But as you receive the information, writing it all down, keeping track of it, will give you the opportunity to kind of return to it later. Okay, and then we have borage, which the keyword there is courage. And the message that I am receiving with that, which is really interesting because the card that I dropped and lost is somewhere under something, was actually bearberry, which the keyword for bearberry is strength. So I feel like strength and courage are really similar energies. So I think this idea of the fact that it's going to take courage, right, to answer the call of something that isn't yet tangible, real and true, but not yet tangible. Especially if you are you have strong like earth placements or strong, placements in your chart where you are a very like practical type of person, then this might be a little bit more challenging for you. But the message that I am getting here is this idea that it is going to take courage. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to go out of your comfort zone a bit. You're going to have to pursue something that has not yet manifest or shown itself in its entirety. It's almost like, what is the source of this wand, right? Like you don't see it, but that doesn't make the opportunity any less real. If that made any sense at all, okay? Oh, we actually have two cards. So we have Imagine, which I love that for our conversation today. It's got that moon energy again. Dreams, you guys, pay attention to your dreams because the universe is going to be speaking to you through your dreams. Like there's so much like nighttime dreamy sort of energy. But I like this idea of imagine because I feel like that is how you're going to be communicated with. I feel like that's how spirit is going to communicate with you, or is communicating with you for some of you already. Is this idea of imagination and that dreamy nighttime, that space between night and day, that space between awake and sleep. I feel like that's where the messages are going to come for you, to you. Okay? And then clean it up. So there might be some things in your life right now that need some tidying in order to make room and make space for some of these newer opportunities that are heading your way. So just being mindful of that. I feel like if that's applicable to you, then you are very aware of it. It could be physical cleaning, of your space itself. But I'm feeling for a lot of you, it's like spiritual inner cleansing. There might be some blockages like in your third eye or your crown or even your throat. Like I'm seeing maybe some potential blockages there that might be preventing you from receiving these dreams actually. Like spirit might be trying to reach out to you already and maybe is not able to for some of you because of the blockages. So just mind that, clean that up, get down to the root of that energy, whatever that is, blocking that. Might be heart work I'm getting, might even be root work for some of you. So just kind of being mindful of that and understanding that the messages are coming or trying to come, and it's just about you being prepared for them. But pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to visions, and like pay attention to things that happen at night. I'm getting moon energy here as well. So cycles of the moon, nighttime, visions, dreams, like that sort of kind of space and realm is what I'm getting. The communication is going to happen for you. So be paying attention to that and keeping track of that, writing it down. With the star crafting, I'm getting the message here on the same kind of note, is to also pay attention to what the cosmos are doing, what planets are doing, what's what houses they're in, what signs they're in, retrogrades, like just really paying attention to astrology for this next week or potentially month. I'm getting this like lunar cycle message, like kind of just paying attention over the next week or month or more, the lunar cycles and astrology and how that affects you and your birth charts and all that sorts of stuff. So there's a lot happening is kind of what I'm getting. There's a lot in the works. There's a lot behind the scenes, like on the spiritual realms and spiritual wavelengths that are happening and moving for you in order to make all of this work for you. So just know that spirit is working, and you have to answer the call though, at the end of the day, you have to answer the call. So, all right, so these are our general messages for you, group number 2. We're going to go ahead and pull some of our soul truth cards to questions for you to take with you through the week. So that's the intent of these is, now that we've kind of had our general conversation, kind of generally what we're looking at for you for the week, we're going to flip over some cards for you to select a question for you to dive into for the week and focus on, journal on, meditate on for you for the week. So for this first one, we have, am I willing? I think that's very much so connected to the call question. Are you willing to answer the call? Are you willing to make strides to bring to fruition what you're being called to do? You have to answer the call, and no one's going to make you do that. And then we also have, how can I deepen my trust right now? So I'm feeling for some of you, answering the call again, like when I said, when you were in the space of like unconscious, subconscious space, conscious, subconscious space, the vision, when it came, you felt this is real. There was no doubt in your mind. But then when you finally came to complete consciousness and reality, in quotation marks, settled in on you, you started to lose faith a little bit. And I feel like trust is a part of that equation. So if you're feeling a little unsure, a little uneasy, trust could be something that you focus on this week. And the idea here in general is that trusting yourself before you can trust anyone or anything else. So you have to trust you before you can trust spirit, friends, family, whomever. You have to first begin with trusting yourself. That's a beautiful message as well, okay? Trust and will are very much so connected. That's why I said this courage card, strength and courage, because I said I dropped Bearberry. Sorry, Bearberry. But this idea of strength, this idea of courage is a really kind of big topic for you this week and in general. Because once you answer your calling, this isn't going to be a 1 week deal, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is that this is going to happen over some time. And just being conscious of that and understanding that there's a lot of steps, there's going to be some steps to get there. So, and then our last question for this week to choose from, does my life have room for more pleasure and play? So I think that's great to always remember this, because, you know, sometimes we're talking about these big things, right? Your calling, your destiny, these kind of huge, often overwhelming concepts, these ideas, which are very real and they're beautiful and they're exciting. But I also feel like sometimes just enjoying life, enjoying the pleasures of life, which I feel like our Lovers energy talks about, and even the Ace of Wands. Like, the Ace of Wands could be, I mean, it doesn't have to be some big destiny thing. It could just be a new passion project that you've always wanted to start and just never have the time, energy, resources, whatever to do so. So maybe that's something you kind of pull into your life. But I feel like the whole idea is about, you know, with play, especially if you're a more serious person, or if you're feeling stressed out lately or neglecting yourself, I feel like that idea of pleasure and play is going to be really actually important for you this week. So, you know, pick whichever question you're feeling called to or triggered over. You know, if you're feeling triggered over not having enough pleasure and enough fun and play in your life, then there's a very good chance that that is the message for you that you need to pull forward with you for the week. So group number 2, these are the messages that I've channeled for you today. I certainly hope this was helpful for you, enlightening for you, replenishing for you. If it was, make sure to drop a comment and let me know what resonated. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are not already a part of the Kindred family, I would love to have you join in, so please do that. Also in the comments, let me know which question you're moving forward with for the week. I always, you know, love to hear that, hear what you guys are up to for the week and what you're focusing on for the week and how you're nurturing yourself. So please also do check out my Etsy shop. I curate content there, all the way from personal readings to, you know, I do Book of Shadows, graphic sheets, and different things like that. Just various different tools to help you on your spiritual and life journey. Connect with me on Facebook if you're interested in that. I share there when I post new content on my website. I do 3-card readings a couple times a week, so I post on Facebook when I do that and share other things on Facebook as well. So connect with me there if you're interested. Thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and your energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So we're gonna go ahead and shuffle our deck here. Hello, light workers, I feel you. All right, so we have Messenger, very interesting. Serious energy, bring harmony and balance. This is very star energy to me. Feeling very star, this idea of harmony, this idea of balance. Getting angel energy for some of you. That your angel spirits are present. And speaking, like whispering. It just feels very soft for you. So just kind of like soft messages. Some of you need it. Soft messages of hope, harmony, and balance. With this 5 of Swords, that tells me that for some of you, you are very much so out of balance, that there's discord in your mind and your thoughts. Could even be communications with others, verbal spars, an argument, something, discord, disruption, imbalance. 8 of Cups. All right, you guys. Well, I feel like the 8 of Cups is a positive sign, and we got the 10 of Pentacles. How beautiful. I feel like that's a great final energy, especially to kind of what's happening here. What I'm feeling is like For some of you, this could be active tension, but for a lot of you, I'm feeling like it's past tension, some sort of argument, maybe a disruption in your, like you lost a friend or to an argument, or even maybe a romantic partner, but I'm getting more friend, some sort of discord in that realm of things. But it was a really, really painful loss for you. And it took you a minute to kind of move on. So, but with the Eight of Cups, I do see that you kind of moved on from that, moved forward from that. I do feel like the message here for you is, now that you're moving on, the next step or the next phase for you is to find harmony, find balance in your life again. So that's kind of where I'm feeling like our focus is. What I do see that's really beautiful, that the message, I feel like the overall message is kind of like, yes, these things happened and they're sad, they're disheartening, they're difficult. But I feel like the direct message here is the Ten of Pentacles, that prosperity, that happiness, that fulfillment is the vision. That is the intent, the purpose, the direction that we're headed. So I feel like that's a really beautiful message of hope. And, in order to get to that place, harmony and balance need to be restored for you. So let's see what other messages we have. We have Kohash, this idea of repel. And I feel like that's definitely connected to our Five of Swords energy here. Just in general, the idea of repelling or pushing out any sort of negativity, dark energy that's not pulling you up, bringing you towards this prosperity, things that are not pushing away things and repelling things that are not bringing harmony and restoring balance to your life is really critical here and a key component to our forward momentum is what I'm getting here. Again, we're headed towards that Ten of Pentacles energy. So things that are not that have no place. They do not belong in your realm, in your worlds. So we have Sacred Journey, Introversion, Seeker, Self-Knowledge. So this is like Hermit energy to me. And I feel like that's very well could be what is necessary right now in order to get you on the path that you want to go, like towards harmony and balance. So I'm feeling hardcore Hermit energy. I'm like, I literally just said it and it slipped out of my brain. In order to restore balance, going inward, taking time for yourself, is definitely going to be a strong theme for the week. Harmony and balance, I think it's also great that we have this idea of sacred. Because it happens from within. Nothing can destroy your harmony, nothing can destroy your balance or get you off center unless it happens from within. And I feel like really taking in the truth of that message will really change your outlook and perspective on anything, on any sort of disagreement, any sort of discord in your life. This idea of just holding in truth that nothing can throw you off unless you allow it in, Like, yes, there are going to be situations in our lives that happen that we're like, dang, I wish it didn't happen that way. But to be completely devastated, that is something that we allow to penetrate through to our inner being. And I get it. It happens. Sometimes it happens to all of us. But I feel like empowering you to understand that your harmony, your balance lies within yourself. It lies within your connection and the strength of the connection that you have with your spiritual self, right? How aligned you are from your crown chakra to your root chakra. And that might require some work to be done on some of the chakras to clear some of them out that are a little mucky. But I feel like once we get that alignment, that's that divine harmony and balance. That's what we're looking for. That's what our messenger is telling us that we need, you know, that it has very little to do with kind of the outside world, and it's about you inside, right? That self-knowledge, that introversion, that inter-knowledge that we seek. And this idea and concept of seek is really interesting too, because that is a, like, seeker, that's an action. Seek, you have to look for the understanding and the knowledge. Seeking it, you will find it. It's actually a biblical scripture too. Seek and you shall find. Ask and it shall be given to you. The door shall be open. Something like that. I'm jacking up the scripture totally. But the idea is that once you take action and you make steps to seek the knowledge is given to you. It's revealed to you. When you, it's almost like it has to, you know? This is probably not a good example because sometimes, you know, machines do machines. But the idea is, you know, if you have a bubblegum machine, you put in a quarter and you twist the knob, the machine has to give you a bubble gum, you know? And that's kind of like the same situation. You seek the knowledge, you know, you put in your seeker coin and you twist the knob, and then that knowledge comes to you. It's released. It's opened up to you. You know, that sowing and that reaping, the same kind of concept. It's like it's a law. It has to happen. So just know that seeking the knowledge, you will then receive the knowledge. So I think that's pretty beautiful. And then we have happy being added to our conversation today. I love this card. It's like the sun. It's such a joyous energy, and I feel like just very necessary considering some of the difficult messages that we started out with. But I feel like, you know, this happy, this Ten of Pentacles, that's like what life looks like once that harmony and balance is restored, once that knowledge is obtained and converted to wisdom and knowledge and information about who we are as individuals. You know, again, that self-knowledge, like, it's so important. And I don't know, I love it. And I also love that this happy card, 26, the number 26 reduces down to the number 8, which is the card, which is the number of karma. So again, you put in, you get out. You put in, you get out. It's a cycle. And I feel like a lot of you are, I feel like, you know, you just needed to hear the message, but I do feel like the idea here is that you kind of already knew, right? You already had the understanding about this. I feel like some of you just needed kind of words of encouragement. You just needed a little bit of a message. You needed to hear a little bit of confirmation. You just needed a little bit of, liquid poured into your cup, if that makes any sense. And then we also have petite grain, essential oil, being added to the conversation. So this is a solar plexus chakra energy here. And the key word is independence. And I feel like with our 8 of Cups, this idea of kind of walking away from emotional distress, it's like, I feel like it's a form of independence. Like, you're taking the first steps to free yourself of what was holding you back, and now you're able to make your own decisions. So I am free to choose is our true statement for our petite grain. You are ready to break free of the conditions that have bound you so that you may continue your journey of healing and growth. So I feel like that's very much so connected to this message of bringing harmony and balance, especially in conversation with our 8 of Cups and our 5 of Swords. This idea of restoring your harmony, your balance, continuing on your journey of healing and of growth, looking forward towards that Ten of Pentacles world, repelling anything that is not, you know, getting you to your goal. And just understanding that a lot of this journey has to do with you finding you figure out who you are and what you want out of this life, out of this existence. So I feel like a lot of really beautiful and powerful messages, and I'm vibing so hard that a lot of you are light workers here. So hello, I see you. Hi. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Yeah, so beautiful. And I'm so happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're taking this moment to like fill your cup and just acknowledging that I'm feeling that like a lot of you aren't completely depleted. Like your cup isn't completely empty, which I get that. Like sometimes we limp into the finish line, you know, or we limp into the repair shop, you know, and get some spiritual, you know, encouragement and stuff like that to be able to continue on our way. But I'm feeling like a lot of you aren't drained, just kind of feeling a little disheartened or needing a little bit of positivity, positive energy, a message. And I feel like, you know, that's really what this is all about. Hope, harmony, balance, healing, growth. Like you're on the right path. Keep going. Leaving behind all of that ish that isn't serving you, that isn't bringing you balance and harmony. So yes, I'm just feeling super light, positive, balanced, loving, protected energy for you, group number 3. So those are our kind of like overall messages. We're going to go ahead and pick some soul truth questions for you to select moving forward on your journey through this week. So what risk can I take today? And I feel like risk in our related to our conversation today is more like pursuit of your happiness, pursuit of your dreams. I think also getting to know ourselves feels a little risky sometimes too. And it might be a little scary. Like there's some things inside of us that we think we might not want to know. But I feel like it's once we take that risk, once we dive deep. For some of you, I'm getting root work, man. For some of you, root work is a necessity and you need to dive deep, and it might be uncomfortable. It will be uncomfortable, but it's in discomfort, you know, that growth occurs. You know, growing pains aren't called growing pains for nothing, right? Okay. Am I getting enough rest? Always a good question. Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up to my life? Always a solid question, especially for me. I've been actually doing pretty darn good at getting sleep. Probably overexhausted because when I hit that pillow, okay. Your girl is TKO, man. TKO, which probably isn't good. Yeah, are you getting enough rest? I like this idea of rest too, not just sleep. You know, like you can rest and not be sleeping. A combination thereof is probably the best. How can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? Ooh, messages of grace are always so welcome. We all need it. We all need grace. You know, if you believe in Christianity and Jesus, then grace is one of the more beautiful messages, I would say. And this idea is that, you know, grace isn't earned. It's unmerited. You do not have to work for it. And I feel like, you know, if you've ever been in a position to grant grace to others, I feel like it feels good to us as well to be gracious. But I also feel like, you know, again, that karmic energy, like being gracious to someone else, like you will need that later. So, you know, being gracious is more of the focus, really. being gracious to yourself is huge as well. Like, being gentle with yourself, being kind to yourself, and just understanding that we're all on a journey. We're all moving forward towards enlightenment and prosperity and self-knowledge, and it takes work to get there. And don't feel alone, don't feel ashamed. Like, we're all in this journey, right? Independent journeys, but I feel like we're so connected. We have the opportunity to be so connected through platforms like this, you know, YouTubes and Facebooks and other things where we can connect with other people and, you know, other like-minded beings, and remind ourselves to be gracious. So, huge, beautiful message. So 3 really brilliant questions for you today, group number 3. So yeah, take your time selecting which group you feel has your intended message in. And yeah, so these are the messages, beautiful souls, that I have channeled for you today. Please do drop a comment and let me know if something resonated. Also, let me know which question you're taking with you for the week forward here. If you are not already subscribed, please do click like and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you a part of the Kindred family, welcoming you with warm and open arms here. Please also do check out my Etsy shop. I curate content there to help on your spiritual life journey. So all the way from personal readings to like messages you need to hear, to book of shadow, journal, grimoire, templates and sheets and things like that as well. So lots of stuff, always adding things there as I am inspired to and receive messages to do so. So please check that out and connect with me on Facebook. So that's kind of like my main form of direct communication that I can share with you all. So thanks again, beautiful soul, for your time and energy today. I appreciate you spending time with me, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.